Oh,
Hi, everybody. I'm Lauren
Bruce, Bruce.
Francesca.
I am Brad Grunberg, and let me
You-
introduce you to our guest today. Is one of the great guys that I've known for many years. He is one of the greatest magicians that I've seen at the Magic Castle. He's a great actor. He's even a great car salesman. But what he is
Wow.
best at, he's a great person, a heart of gold. Everybody, please say hello to Jeffy Zell. How
Hello,
are you,
everybody.
buddy?
Hello, hello, hello,
Hey!
hello.
How are you, Jeff?
Hello. I'm doing great. I'm very thankful that you asked me to be on your show. It's exciting. So we're going to
Oh,
have ourselves some good time.
we are, buddy. Do you need those glasses on your head? You have such a handsome punum. Oh
Would
my!
would you
Look
like
at
that, huh?
that.
See, this is my Superman and this is my Clark Kent. So if you don't
Oh,
recognize me here, you don't recognize me here.
I
Magic.
love, I recognize both. So let's first start, I think, Lauren, with his career
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's an amazing career. He has touched so many lives with he's. I mean, I think he's one of the best magicians that I've ever seen.
I think
Jeff,
I've seen you at the Magic Castle, Jeff. I recognize you.
Oh, thank you. Hey, that's awesome. That's really
when did
good news.
when did your magic all start? How did you start in magic, and how old were you?
Well, when you're a little kid, everybody gets the story, right? I was a little kid and I was watching television. You remember Doug Henning? Anybody? Anyone?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so Doug Henning. I
Lauren's
mean, if
very
you,
young. She
I can say if
does
you're the
know
right
that.
age, you'll know Doug Henning. And when I was a kid, I was watching Doug Henning on television, and he was just so cool to watch. I mean, he was really amazing. The guy was his style was very, very free and exciting. He wasn't really stuffy, you know what I mean? He didn't have that tuxedo outfit. He just a cool dude, and his whole personality on stage was just fun to watch. So when I was a kid, I got into it by watching Doug Henning. Basically, that was like my magic hero.
Wasn't Doug Henning kind of like a free spirit? He did his own thing, blazed his own
Yeah,
trail. Yeah,
yeah, he did. And like I said again, his style was just so fun to watch. They everybody had him on TV because they liked him. He wasn't stuffy. He wasn't better than everybody attitude type of thing. He
sure.
just was a good dude.
Uh, Just like you.
I try.
So, what age did you start doing magic?
So get this. I was probably 9 or 10 years old watching Doug Henning on television, right?
Uh huh.
And I remember there was a special he did. It was like Celebrities of Magic or Stars of Magic or something like that. And he had two ladies on stage, and he was going to do the whole cutting in half, right?
Right.
I was excited watching that. That was very, very cool. One lady came out wearing, let's say, a pink outfit, and the other one came in wearing a yellow outfit. And he put the pink outfit lady in a pink box and put the yellow outfit lady in a yellow box. And then he cut them both in half. And then he switched their legs. So now you had a pink top, yellow bottom, yellow top, pink bottom. Opened it up, and they were both changed outfits. It was crazy. It was fun to watch. And so that was probably like 8 or 9. The next day, I wanted to try that. So I'm in my house and my mom had this huge refrigerator box in the basement, and I told my brother basically I put him on those little carpenter horses. I said my brother he's 5 years younger than me. I said just crawl in. I said this is going to be the most amazing thing you're ever going to see. I saw it on TV last night. He cut them in half and he put them back together. Crawl in. He crawls in, and I get the saw and I just start going at it. Right. I'm just going at it. And my mom walks in. My mom walks in the nick of time. I swear to you, she's like bloodshot. Her whole face is, what are you doing? Right. And I was telling her, I said, I saw this on TV. You have to see this. This is amazing. And she had to stop me, of course, and take me to the side and explain to me what happened. You know. And so, needless to say, if I had gone through with it, now he would have been my half brother. If he would have ended up in the hospital, he'd have been room 2A and 2B. There you go.
See, comedian too.
Very
No,
funny.
so that was where I got I think my interest in magic, right? Because I couldn't say I started it because I was obviously no good. I was about to murder my brother for entertainment, but I thought it was exciting. So that's where I got my interest in magic. And then I think when I was 12, I was getting my tonsils out, and I told my dad, "What do you get your tonsils out? You can't talk for like a week." and that was probably a blessing in my house. They didn't have to listen to me. But I told my dad, I said, get me a pack of cards and get me a card trick book. I said, and when this week is over, I'll have learned a trick in that book and I'll show it to everybody. So he did. And I did learn a trick out of that book. And it was a really great one. I performed it for the whole family. What I didn't anticipate was this: do another. I only learned the one. I was like, what do you want a kid to do? But you realized at that moment that there was an interest, not only in me, but I did it good enough to where they'll say, hey, let's do another one. So I had to get a backup plan. So next time around, of course, I had to go and learn some more things. And I just kind of built from there. And I dropped it, honestly, for quite some time, until I was like 18 or 19, joined the military. And going around the world, I was able to do magic around the world.
How long were you in the military?
5 short years.
Navy,
And they were great
Army,
years.
Air Force,
U.S. Navy. So I got to travel all over the country, all over the world, which was just great.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. I was just going to say that. Jeff, let me ask you, I have 2 questions in the magic world. Did you ever get to meet Doug Henning? And how long did it take you to get to the Magic Castle? And what was that audition like?
So here's the deal. When I first joined the castle, Doug had already died. He actually died of cancer, which is bizarre.
Wow.
But imagine this. Fast forward everything I told you, 20 plus years. And there's a place in Santa Monica called Magicopolis. And it's been bought and sold, you know what I mean? But the original owner was friends with Doug Henning. And Doug would store his props there at the theater.
Wow.
So the cool thing with that was I got to do that exact same trick I saw on TV as a kid using his props on stage that many years later. So full circle. I did the double sawing in half for real on stage in a theater with Doug's props. It was very, very nice.
Amazing. That's so cool.
It's kind of like Doug left them for you.
I think, accidentally, I'm sure, but he did it.
Absolutely. Oh my God. And how long did it take you to get to the Magic Castle and be a regular?
So let's see, the Magic Castle, from here to there, maybe 45 minutes, No, it took some time, honestly. It took, my wife nudged me to actually go and audition and check out the castle because I hadn't ever gone. And there was a guy there performing of a friend of mine. I said, okay, let's go see a show, basically. And went and saw the show. And then I said, oh, this is a really cool place. And if you've never been there, you understand what I mean. But if you've never been there, it's tough to explain. I could tell you, but then once you walk in, like, it's nothing like I ever imagined. It's just so great. But I go in there, and probably within the first year, I decided to audition, and I got in right away. And I think it took maybe 2 years or so after that before I got booked in my first showroom there. So roughly that.
What happens after you audition? Is it like an acting audition? Do they make you keep going in? Is there training?
No, this one, you have to go in and you have to actually do magic. You have to perform for them. And if you perform poorly, then they say, go home and practice some more. If you perform great, they say, oh, you're in. Go give us your money. Join the club, basically, right? Yeah. So then you go sign your check and you join the club. Yeah. So.
Oh, you have to pay to become a member? Or you have to pay
You could, because there's annual dues, things like that. Like if you go to a country club, annual dues to join the club. It's a private club, so that's why.
And how many years you been there? How many years at the Magic?
Let's see. I would say since, let's say 1995.
Wow.
I'd say that would be a very fair date, roughly, of a year of when I possibly joined the castle. I can't really remember the year I joined, but that was roughly it.
Now, are you allowed to talk about this? I'm just nervous. Like, is it what happens at the Magic Castle stays at the Magic Castle kind of situation?
Well, I just know that once this interview is over, I'll probably get my head sliced off.
We're going to come.
By your brother?
No. By my brother. Paybacks, right?
Right.
No. Yeah, you can talk about it. It's not a big deal. It's just what it is.
Yeah. I want to get into what's going on right now because Brad is telling me how you're really fighting, and I'm curious because he told me you and your wife are both dealing with cancer at the same time.
Oh yeah. Here's the crazy.
How did you find out you had it? How did your wife find out? And how, Jeff? Let me tell you, I have known people who have cancer, but the way that you have approached it is unbelievable. I love it. I encourage it with laughter, humility, and you. I mean, listen, they picked the wrong guy and the wrong woman because you're going to get through this and you're going to be healthy. I know it in my heart, in my gut.
100%. I agree with you 100%. You know, I texted Brad yesterday. I said this last session of chemo has been really rough, honestly. I said, because I feel like I've been sick almost every single day. And it's not the whole day. It's just portions of the day. Like I'll go through the day feeling, oh, I'm good. And just like that, it just hits you. And you start to feel hot and you start to feel nauseous. And you're like, I got to sit down, man. I just can't. I don't know what's going on. I know what's going on, but you know, you don't know what's going on.
Right. So what kind of cancer is it? How did you get it? How long you had it?
I was going to say, yeah, let's back it up a little bit. So I'd say it was, what year are we in now? 2021. So 2018 was when Fanny got her first diagnosis.
Wow.
And it was like ovarian cancer, basically. So all the girl parts. And I actually made her go see the doctor. So she says I saved her life and I'm her hero. Made her go see the doctor, and they did the scans. They do all they have to do, and they confirmed absolutely that she did have cancer. And so
how did she know? How did she know to go to the doctor? Was there signs?
Because she was having pains, and the pains were so often that I said it's not normal. You have to go. For whatever reason, let them at least see.
Where
we didn't know what it was. In her stomach area, in her core area, basically. And you just don't know what it is. You just think it's who knows what. You just don't know. So we go to the doctor and they do the full body scan and they check her out, and then they call her back weeks later and say, yeah, you do have this cancer. We need to get it out. We're going to do this, this, and this, and this to make it happen. And they do the surgery to remove all of her girl parts for what it's worth. You know what I mean? And I remember in the surgery, when she was in surgery for all this, her brother came down to the hospital to sit with me because I don't know what's going on either. We've never had to deal with this before. And we went during the surgery, it's going to be like 6 to 8 hours. So we went across the street to get a bite to eat. And he says he'd never seen me eat so much in my life. I think I stress ate that day. I ate like a hamburger, 6 chicken fingers, ordered of onion rings, some zucchini sticks. I mean, I was like, and I didn't stop, but it was a very, very stressful day. And so we went through it. And then by the end of the day, you know, they did all the things they had to do. And then she had to go through chemotherapy, radiation, and for a bit of time. During the time that she had her cancer, I was also having some pains in my stomach area, and I thought it was just a hernia, because I knew I had a hernia and it was just bothering me, but I didn't want to mess with it because I didn't have time to be down. I wanted to make sure I could take care of her. So after we go to the hospital, we get everything done with her. Then I said, okay, I'm going to get myself checked out. And I had just turned 50 at that point. I know, surprising, based on my youthful appearance, you would never know.
I was just going to say 35 forever. Yeah, I was just going to say that.
But I had just turned 50, and so it was the perfect time, and I had already planned on going to get a colonoscopy. And so they said, let's get you in there right away, and let's just get that done. I said, okay, so we did. And as soon as I left the colonoscopy, didn't even let me get out of the bed. They said, no, you're going into emergency surgery. You have colon cancer, and we need to get this right now. They didn't even let me leave the hospital. So now you have both of us cancer same time. I'm getting a surgery. She just finished hers. And they took out 12 inches roughly of the colon. They sewed me back up. And after I was done, they did another scan and everything that they had done. And they said, okay, you're good to go at this point. We don't think you need to do any chemo or radiation. I said, okay. So I was still helping her with hers. I just had to heal on my own, basically, with what they just did with me. So it took me probably a couple weeks to heal on my own. But, you know, me, tough guy. I was just going to push through it, no big deal. I was going to continue to go to work and make sure everybody in the family was good. So I did that. And then we both got through all of our stuff. We got both of our cancer-free certificates. Not really a certificate, but they say, hey, you're certified, you're good, you're cancer-free. And not even a year and a half later, we both get it again. And it comes back for her. And they said there were just some tiny cells that you just couldn't detect, and it got to a different part of the body. And same thing with me. Hers, they found, crazy enough, cervical ovarian cancer type of thing, and they found it in her neck.
Oh.
So, and they found it in her neck. That was crazy. So that's where they started to go through all those surgeries with her again, and radiations, chemos, and then with me, mine, again, a tiny cell, went to my liver, kidney, and lungs. So that's what I've been battling. That's what she's been battling. But now I ended up having surgery to remove a majority of my liver. And the good thing about the liver is it grows back. Like I asked the doctor, I go, so you cut out the whole left half of the liver and the whole left half grows back? And he said, no. Basically, the right half just gets bigger to compensate for the part that came missing. So that's what they did. And I had my surgery June this year, so just a couple months ago. And she's still going through chemo. She has to go every 3 weeks, and I have to go every 2 weeks. Now her every 3 weeks are now for life. They told her you have to come for 3 weeks for the rest of your life until we tell you we can do anything different. And for me, they said, they're giving me a term at least on mine. They said, because mine came back as stage 4, which is horrible. It's horrible news. But it's where you have to be right here to really play it. So I have 2 more, at this moment, I have 2 more chemo treatments to go. And then they'll do another scan and tell me what is the next, or what are the next steps, basically. And so we're going to see probably by November this year what happens with Jeff. And then we just got to take care of Fanny.
First of all, what keeps you going? You have 2 sons, right?
Yeah. I have 2 boys.
Sons. You take care of your wife, you take care of your son. How do you, on a daily basis, get up in the morning and fight? What is your secret sauce? Because a lot of people are watching this. You're gonna touch a lot of lives. You already have touched mine and so many others. What is your secret sauce? How do you approach this?
I switched from a AA batteries to 9-volt.
I knew that was
always going, right?
Was going
there. Really, the truth is, I could go the complete other way. I could be in my head. I could be going just nuts. I could be down all the time. There's enough of that out there in the world. I document so much of my cancer story. I post it and I tell stories and I say what's going on with me. And part of my hope is that somebody else who's going through it as well, that doesn't do what I do, doesn't want to document, doesn't want to get out there, but at least they could feel like there's somebody else going through it with them and they're not alone. I don't know. That's just kind of what I think. But I also like documenting it for me in case I decide to finally do that documentary. Who knows? But we'll see.
I forgot to add to the other things that Jeff does. He's a great filmmaker too. So he's a jack of all trades.
Yes, I am.
Jack, get it? Okay.
Ding!
Ding!
We got a winner.
I think we're going to be like Martin and Lewis. You know what I'm saying? We'll go on the road together when all this ends. But Jeff, you are just the most amazing guy. I mean, how are your sons doing?
I have one boy. He lives in Kentucky. He's a truck driver, which he loves, so he's so happy. He decided to move mid-country, bought a house out there. That way, in the truck driving world, you have access to more of the country that way faster.
Right.
And my other son, Aaron, he lives here with me still. He's 20 years old. He's just doing stuff on his own. I said, when you're ready to move, whatever you're going to do, then you do it. I said, no force on my end. Obviously, trying just doing the work thing or the school thing, one of the two, and just keep something moving forward.
Mhm.
But he's a gamer. There's no doubt about that. He loves his video games. Beep, 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 beep.
Do you have a lot
I
of
think
people?
all the kids do.
Do you have a lot of people? It's very interesting when people get sick. Some people run the other way. They don't want to deal with you. You lose friends for one reason or another. I see you've had a lot of support. Have you been surprised by some of the friends that are you can't find with a search warrant? Put on an APB on them and they're gone in the wind.
Right. I was talking to one of my buddies earlier, which is a really good comment that you made, because he goes, I just don't know. Should I call? I just don't know. Should I try to visit? He goes, I don't know he goes, I'm not good at that part. He goes, I don't know what you're going through. I don't know how to deal with it. And I says, don't feel bad. I said, you're not the only one. Because he says, I don't know how busy you are. I don't know what you got going on. I don't want to interrupt. And I says, just to be honest with you, I says, hardly anybody ever calls. I says, hardly anybody ever reaches out. I says, on a telephone. I says, I get more reaching out through social media, messages, things like that. And I appreciate them all, trust me. But for the phone calls and the actual visits, and of course, what we're going through in the pandemic, of course, there's not a lot of visits, but there's not a lot of people reaching out to visit, and there's not a lot of people reaching out with an actual phone call. And those, I think, are kind of important, because they're this fun. He was texting me, and I said, hey, do you mind if I call you? I'd love to hear my buddy's voice. And he goes, yeah, call me right now. So I called him right away, and then we just talked for like 25 minutes. It was really great to reconnect and catch up. So yeah, I mean, but there are people who have vanished because I think that they just don't know how to deal, and it's okay. It's okay. There's nothing. I'm not here to criticize them or anything like that. It's
right. No, I'll admit to you, I've called you. I mean, I've touched you on social media, but for me to call, I don't want to bother you. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm going to start bothering you. Okay, I'm going to start bothering you.
Anytime you want, my man.
Just, I know you have a family, and with Franny, I just didn't want to, be that guy. Oh, Brad's on the phone again. But you want it, so you got it.
I have one friend that comes over, I think, more often than not, and it's good. So I feel good because I have the one outside of the house connection.
Right.
I like to, we'll go have breakfast once in a while or something, because I gotta live.
It's funny.
Really gotta live.
It's funny, through all of this and everything you've done, and even before the cancer and everything, I can't believe one thing: you have friends. But anyway,
yeah,
I got you for a second. You have
yes, sir.
I encourage people. One thing is, you don't want a pity party. You want people to talk to you and
I want to have fun,
the same, and make fun of you, and just goof on you, it's a
like I do myself.
Yes, exactly. I mean,
I will joke about myself.
Yes,
to show people. And I said, if I'm laughing, you can laugh. Trust me.
Right, exactly. It's business as usual. You just want to,
yeah.
and you're going to get through this. I just know it. I just know it. You're a fighter. And by the way, you have another thing to add to your resume. You're going to be a motivational speaker. I'm going to help you with that.
I think so.
Right? What do you think, Lauren? What do you think?
Definitely.
I think that the stage, and it's weird to say it this way, but the stage needs me, because they need to hear my story.
Yes.
Because there's so many people out there who are easily unmotivated, and if they just hear and listen for a minute, they might get just a moment of motivation to help them out, which would be really, really nice for them, I think.
No, you don't have to think. It's very true. It's very true. We want you to be healthy. We want you to be happy. We want to wish you and Franny the best. You're going to come back on the show, Lauren. I want this man on the show every couple months.
Yeah,
I want to be loved by you.
I want to do it again because, guys, I don't know if the audience heard me hear a little crackle.
Yeah, there was a little crack.
Yeah. Phones, but I definitely want to do this again because I think it's so important. We got so many amazing comments. Joe Aldar, let's see, Joe, I can't say his last name, said that he was diagnosed with stage 4 colorectal cancer and went through chemo for 8 months and now is in remission and cancer-free.
Good job, Joe.
All right,
yeah. Steve Brown said he went to the Magic Castle in the late 1990s. Very cool place. It was
Oh,
fun.
very nice.
We're getting lots of great comments. But if anyone wants to go to the Magic Castle, how do they go? Do they need a guest list? Like, if they want to go
Yeah,
and support
the
you?
crazy part about the castle is you have to be invited. You can't just show up.
Right.
You can't just walk up to the door and say, I want to come in and see some shows, have some dinner. You can't. You have to be invited by a member. And the only way to really get invited is if, like, for instance, I know you, I know Brad, right? I would invite you guys because I feel okay with that, because when you go there, you represent me. So I got to make sure the people that I am inviting, I know aren't going to go there and show their butts, basically.
Exactly, yeah.
Because I've seen people like that.
Yeah, I don't want you to get in trouble. Another question I have you or your wife tried any holistic remedies, or is there anything else that's not conventional that you think has really helped you? Because you look amazing. Like, I wouldn't
You
know
do.
that you're going through chemo right now.
Look at me over the last 7 days, you would know. No, but just looking at me, I don't do anything like holistic, anything like that. I try to listen to my doctor, honestly, because I'm not a doctor. I'm not in that business. I don't know. If they want to come buy a car, I'll tell them how to do all that. If they want to learn magic, I'll show them how to do all that because I'm good at that. But I don't know doctor stuff. So I feel like my best option is to listen to what they're telling me to do, and that's just what I do. I have to believe. I've switched doctors from one place to another because there was a place here in Orange County that's supposed to be supposedly one of the best cancer centers, is Hoag in Newport Beach, and that's where I go.
That's great. That's great. Do you exercise a lot? What do you do by exercising?
Here's something funny. I try to walk as much as I can. I still try to go out and walk. Like some days I can only do half a mile just because I don't have the energy or the breath. But there's other days I'll do 4 or 5 miles.
Wow.
And I feel great. But walking. I asked my doctor the other day, can I start exercising with weights again? Because before this, early this year, I was back at the gym every week. Clock like clockwork, just boom, 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 right? And the other day I was doing a push-up, and literally it was strictly trying, and it was singular, a push-up, let's be real, and I didn't even finish it. I couldn't. So I'm building my strength back up for that part too. So
we have something in common.
In
junior high school, I could barely do one. And I was healthy.
I want to be able to do it because to me that's a baseline of where I think I am strength-wise. Sure. So if I can do a few push-ups, I feel stronger for some reason. That I can go out and lift some more weights, or I can do some more whatever. I don't know.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, Jeff, Brad and I ask every guest this question. I don't know, Brad, if you want to ask the question.
Are you want me to?
Yeah, I want you to ask it.
Okay. We ask everybody this question. What was your first job, not including, magic or anything? What was the first job where you got paid? Like mine was McDonald's. Okay. I was 16. What was your first job? And tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, so I think when I was a kid.
Where are you from?
And this is where the story will go. I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, a little area southwest Detroit. So it was in Detroit, but southwest Detroit. If people know Detroit, they know Verner Highway, they know Central Avenue, they know all those things right there. I was down in Verner and Central area. Went to Harms Elementary School over there. I don't remember the street it was on, but it was close to my house. I walked there. I was a safety boy. I remember that. I went to St. Gabe's. It was a Catholic school for a few years, middle school. And then for high school, I went to Southwestern High School in Detroit, Michigan, and graduated from there. That school is now no longer existing, but it was just great. But my very first job, I thought that growing up, I was more entrepreneurial minded, I thought. So I would go out and do anything. Basically, I'd knock on the lady's next door, on her door. Do you need some groceries? I'm going to the store. I'll pick some up for you, give you a couple dollars. So I did that, but that wasn't what you would call real money, real job. I'd watch somebody's window to go to a concert, get concert tickets. But I was motivated because I wanted to go do stuff. But my very, 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 very first job was on Verner Highway in Detroit, Michigan at Burger King.
Competition.
I was 14 years old. It was down the street from McDonald's. And I remember I would walk there. This was in 1980, let's say 85, probably 85 or 84. I can't remember. It was 84, 85. And I would walk to work in my Burger King uniform. And they had orange bell bottoms. It was it was a crazy uniform. People driving on the street, give me a Whopper, you know. But I would also, you work in one place so long, you get tired of eating the same food. I would walk down to the McDonald's down the street in my uniform. And I'd sit there and eat it. But they would do the same. They'd come down to our store and they'd eat something because, you know, how many Big Macs can you eat? How many Whoppers can you really eat? You know, you want something different once in a while. So you just go down there and eat. So what? So that was my very, very first job.
How long did it last? And what was your job there?
Oh Lord, I was so I was a fry cook, of course. I ran the burgers in the broiler. I would be the guy that sweeps and mops the deck, you know, the floor and everything. Whatever. I think at that age, you do whatever they tell you to do. You get the same paycheck. It doesn't matter. I think the time that I left was when they wanted me to clean the bathroom after somebody had gone in the bathroom and created such a number 2 mess everywhere. And I said, I drew my line. I was like, I'm not doing it.
That's so funny because my first job at McDonald's, they wanted me to paint the poles in the parking lot, and then they go do the bathroom, and some guy, he squeezed some cheese. Let me tell you, I'm like, oh, I don't. And then they fired me the next day because you had to be 16, and I was 15 3/4. So I only lasted a day at McDonald's. That's pretty cool.
That's funny because I was there when I was like 14 or 15. I remember I got a fake work permit, not a fake one, but somebody signed off somehow because you're supposed to be 15 at the time when to work, I think.
Right.
And I wasn't old enough to work, but I told them I was, and I got the job. So I wanted to get out there and make some money. I wanted to go do things, but remember then it was $3.35 an hour. I don't remember what it was when you were there, but it was $3.35 an hour when I started.
Less.
And now kids are $20 an hour to go cook at Panda. It's amazing.
I know, it's crazy. Jeff, you are such a treat, buddy. You're such a great guy. You haven't changed one bit. Ron and I want to wish you the best, good health. You're going to get through this. Please give Franny a kiss for us. You will be back soon, sir, because we're going to fix this audio problem.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you ever need us, you call on us, and I will be calling you, sir. I just want you to know.
I got your number, mister.
Lauren, any last words for Jeff?
No, where can Jeff? What's your Instagram? What's your social media so everyone can go follow you? I'll just leave it.
Instagram, I'm at Jeffy Zell Magic. On TikTok, Jeffy Zell Magic. If you just Google Jeffy Zell Magic, you find me everywhere.
Is it just EZELL?
Yeah, Jeff JEFF the word magic.
Isn't
and then you find me everywhere.
I think it's magician, right or no?
Magician, I think, is Insta, but if you still look at magic, it still pulls me up.
Gotcha. Here, I'll just show everybody. Hopefully,
there it is. Beautiful.
Make sure you go follow Jeff, guys. Support him right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I put a lot of videos of magic for fun, you know.
Yeah, support him all the time. Oh my God, he's done magic for some big celebrities and real personalities. Oh, it's so funny, your stuff,
including Brad,
the car dealership and all that stuff. Eventually we're gonna do this live, Jeff. I just want you to know we'll be in studio. But thank you so much for your time, your stories. We're gonna be back with more stories from Jeffy Zell, and I'm Brad Grunberg.
I'm Lauren Francesca.
This is How to Fight Cancer with Jeffy Zell. We'll see you next time. Love you, Jeff.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Love
Bye.
You. Bye-bye.
Let's go.